In this video, I will show you how to configure Windows Remote Desktop. To be able to configure Windows Remote Desktop, your Windows version needs to be Windows Professional, Windows 10 Professional or higher. So Windows 10 Professional, Windows 10 Ultimate, or Windows 10 Enterprise. Unfortunately, Windows 10 Home and Windows 10 Education does not support Remote Desktop. To enable Remote Desktop, you click on the search menu and then type Advanced System Settings and choose this option called View Advanced System Settings. And under the Remote tab, click on that. There's an option to allow remote connections to this computer. So we'll go ahead and click on that and click on Apply to enable remote desktop connection. And right here where it says Select Users, you could actually select the users that you want to add, that you want to allow to be able to remote desktop to this computer. So I'm already on the list, but if you want to add other people, you could click on Add and then click on Advanced and Find. And this will show you all the other accounts that you could add to the remote access or remote desktop group. So I don't really have any other local user account. All those other accounts are group accounts. I'll go ahead and cancel this and cancel that and go ahead and click OK and OK right here. So let's just go ahead and try and test remoting to this computer. So what we need to be able to remote to this computer is we need to know the IP address of this computer and then the username and password. So let's go ahead and find the username and the IP address and the host name of this computer. So if you right click on the start menu and choose Windows PowerShell admin, click on yes on that message to allow this program to open. And what you want to do is type host name and press enter, and this gives you the name of the computer. So this computer's name remote computer 1. If you type IP config, this gives you the IP address of this computer. So we'll go ahead and write this down and write down the host name so that we'll be able to remote desktop to this. Alright, so let's go to our other computer and then let's connect to this computer. So this is actually my virtual machine that I'm running. So I'm on this other computer. So if I open up a PowerShell on this other computer, I'll show you the name. So if I type host name, you see this computer's name desktop-u2 and some random character. And if I type IP config, and this tells me this is my IP address, my IPv4 address, and this is my VM, which is has a different IP address. So if I want to remote desktop to that VM, there's a program called Windows Remote Desktop. So if I click on the search menu and then just type remote desktop connection comes up. And what you want to do is just go ahead, open it up, and you could punch in the IP address of that computer. So I already have that over here. And if you click on show options, this gives you options to set the display of your remote desktop settings. Like for example, this right here says connect at this resolution 1920 by 1080. This is basically 1080p, or you could do a full screen. But let's just do a smaller connection. Let's because I want to be able to show you both screens. So let's do 1024 by 768. And if you have multiple monitors, you could check this box to use all your monitor. And if you want to share local resources, for example, you want to share your printer with your remote desktop connection, or you want to share your local hard drive. So for example, if you have a C drive that you want to be able to see on the remote desktop connection, you would check this and your remote desktop connection will be able to see it. So let's just go ahead, let's just go ahead and check that. And there's other options too that you want to share. If you want to share other hard drive, but most of the time, most people probably want to do is just share the certain disk that they want to share a file with. There's other options too, but let's just go with that. Um, okay, click OK. Yeah, if you have other plug-in USB devices, you could share those with your remote session as well. Click OK. Under experience, you could check the connection quality, what it should do if there's a connection problem with your remote session. And then if you go under advanced, this basically warns you if your connection to the system is not secure and what it should do. So by default, the remote desktop computer doesn't have an SSL, so you'll get a warning. All right, so let's just go back to general, and I'm not going to save this remote desktop connection. If you want to save it, you could. If you remote desktop to your computers all the time, you could do that. But if you're trying to remote desktop from outside into your private network, so this IP address is actually a private IP address. Your router will need to be configured to support port forwarding, but that's going more into more details. So okay, let's go ahead, connect, and then it's going to ask me, do you trust this computer? So I'm trying to remote desktop to this computer, which is my virtual machine. I'll go ahead and click yes. It's going to prompt me for my password, and it's going to ask me what password do you want to use. So right here I specify this is the remote IP address that I'm trying to connect to, / saying this is the account I want to try to log into. So I'll go ahead and put in my password, and I would say yes. It's going to give you this warning because it doesn't know what this computer is and there's no certificate, but we know this is our computer and it is safe to connect. So let's go ahead and click on yes to connect. All right, so this is my VM. I'm going to exit out there, and you can see that the computer we just connected to is remote computer 1, and this is the IP address of this computer. And you can see that this is my remote window, so I could do things here. Plus, earlier I checked to share my local drive. So if I open up File Explorer and expand this PC, you can see that I can see my drive on my other computer. So you see this little icon. This tells you this is a drive, or well, actually it just tells you drive or folder redirected using remote desktop, and you can actually see the data on this computer. So if I open up File Explorer, okay, let me see if I can move that screen a little bit more over. So if I go to my C drive on this computer, so there's this audio file, and that's the same file but without the extension. So if I create, let's say, actually let me go into C options, and too much stuff. Let me just create a folder. So let me just create a new, right click, new folder. I was called local computer. All right, so if I refresh this screen right here, and there goes the folder that is created, local computer and local computer. So okay, so this is my remote computer. So if I want to share data between, so this remote computer could be anywhere in the world. So if I want to put something here, so let's say I'm gonna share a text document. So very important file, and then I add some text in here. This is a very important file, and then I'll go ahead and save this file. File save, close this, and if I go here and let me refresh this, so it sees that file, very important file. So you see that on my remote computer I could see the same file, and here's the data. So you could transfer files back and forth. So on your remote computer, just say I want to put something there that I need on my other computer. So I could create a new, right click, new text file. I got the important file. And you go here and then refresh. There it goes. I got the important file. So this is one way to share. So that's how you establish a remote, configure a remote desktop and use remote desktop. I hope this video provides some useful insight on how to use remote desktop. Thanks for watching.